Every ending is a new beginning. For every survivor comes a new hope. For every death comes new life. This animal will become the breeder for the next generation of the biosphere. A small chapter to a story of greater scale. She has laid a clutch of eggs, hidden in the shrubbery, away from tasteful eyes, and the creatures that survived an age long before hers. And through heightened instincts and fast reflexes, she will dawn the offspring who will write the first steps to the reign of dinosaurs. It is the time of the Triassic period. We are exploring the land known as Chinle. It is here where we will see the first chapter to the stepping stones in Mesozoic history. Dinosaurs have only just started to blossom into the evolution record, but they still have yet to thrive and dominate the world. In their place of planetary domination are reptiles, clung on to life from an extinction event that have wiped out the majority of life on the planet Earth. Despite this, however, although the dinosaurs do not hold the apex title, they are diverse in numbers, and instead of power, they thrive through agility. This is Ceolophysis, and she is one of the first species of dinosaurs to appear in the fossil record. This female is out on the hunt. Her eggs of hatchlings are merely a few hours old, kept safely and hidden in the clutches of the nest. And like all living things, they will be in need for immediate nutrition, something that they could not collect without their mother's aid. Unlike mammals who can feed their calves from milk produced by the mother, reptiles lack the ability to feed the hatchlings in such a method. So in order for the mother to feed her newborn offspring, she will have to catch the food manually. However, such a task remains difficult in this early world. Most of the prey remain far too large and difficult to catch in her nimble body, and the predators that she shares her environment with are larger and more than capable of killing her. Here, she is not top predator. She must be nimble, she must be quick, she must be focused, she must be wary. The best prey that she could attempt to take are smaller animals in the size compared to her. Lizards, fish, early mammals, even juveniles of other faunas are ideal prey for a creature of her size. Not a predator in search for food, but it most certainly isn't prey for the Ceolophysis. Desmodosuchus lets itself known. If its 4-meter long size is enough to prove a challenge, its armored skin, covering the exterior of its body, certainly will prevent most predators to consider hunting such an animal. And if the armor isn't enough of a defense mechanism, lethal 45-centimeter spikes protruding out of its shoulders is enough to cause some serious injury. To the Desmodosuchus, the Ceolophysis is not a threat. It is merely only here for the fresh vegetation that grows in these parts of the woodlands. A surprising diet, considering the lineage of animals it branches from. Despite how it appears, Desmodosuchus is not a dinosaur. Instead, what you are looking at is one of the many groups of animals that dominated the Triassic world. Crocodilomorphs. It may be hard to believe, but during the time of the Triassic, crocodiles came in many mysterious forms. Desmodosuchus itself came from a branch of herbivorous land-based crocodiles, referred to as the Aetosaurus. As time will go on, these animals will disappear into the fossil record, and in their place, they will be replaced by the dinosaurs. Crocodiles, alligators, and gharials are the lucky ones that will survive not only the Triassic, but the entire age of dinosaurs. It is these three that will live long enough to see the day man arrive. Keeping herself a distance from the Aetosaur, she has captured scent of potential prey. A reptile scurrying across the woodland floor. A successful catch with her elongated jaws. The bones of Ceolophysis are hollow inside, just like a bird. However, unlike birds, Ceolophysis are incapable of flight. So instead, the bones keep the animal light in weight, keeping it nimble and fast. A perfect body to catch small prey. She will have to repeat this hunt several times in order to keep her litter fed, so her day is not finished. So she scourges further outward, keeping a watchful eye to whatever hides underneath the vegetation. Hardly a day old and already they are bolting with energy. Just like their mother, their hollow bones offer them the gift of agility, allowing them to run and play while mom is gone. For some of them, their predator instincts are already kicking in, and their race of adulthood are in pursuit of small insects. Flies make for great practice, but their speed makes them hard to catch. They may try to catch prey, but unfortunate for them, they lack the experience to succeed. For their survival to ever end up in adulthood, they are dependent on their mother. It is her guidance that will determine the survival of these Ceolophysis. After all, they will learn their most important lesson. That everything will try and kill you. As with all life on Earth, the Ceolophysis are most vulnerable in their infant stages. In their life, many of them may be lucky to even reach adulthood. The killer is a Chinle, another species of dinosaur. Unlike Ceolophysis, Chinle is capable of hunting more than small animals. The teeth are like knives, sharp and serrated, making it easy to slice through meat, and their jaws have wondrous durability. Muscles connected from the mandible allows the animal to hold on tightly, never letting prey run away from the first bite. It is this mechanism that will become the blueprint for the larger theropods that will later roam the earth. For an animal of this size, a single infant Ceolophysis would not be enough for an efficient diet. With the smell of prey scurrying around, few of these infants may not make it past sundown. It is impossible for the young to outrun the Chinle. To survive, they must go to areas where the dinosaur will not reach them. Energy is an important tool in survival. For exhaustion, the Chinle backs down, with only a small supper to take back. it will move on and find easier prey. But even with the Chinle gone, the unstake undercover, they won't leave until the mother reappears again. That is, assuming that the mother herself isn't prey. After hours of endearment, the mother has finally returned to the nest. Already she can smell the past scent of the Chinle. The threat may be gone for now, but the mother must now be extra cautious. The Chinle will be back, and she too is now on the menu. This den is no longer safe. The mother will need to lead her family to safer grounds. Although the numbers have been reduced, there's still a sizable amount of young left. The unique opportunity that not only dinosaurs, but all reptiles and later birds have to withstand their populations is the ability to lay eggs. By laying eggs, reptiles can assure the growth of individuals. Safety in numbers gives the animals an opportunity to increase their odds of survival. With luck, at least one individual from a nest is ensured to survive to adulthood, and then they will spread their genes to the next generation, where they too will be gambled in survival. During the time of the Triassic, all of the land masses of Earth were forged together. There were no separate continents, and traveling across the ocean would just eventually take you to the same continent, but on a separate side. All the continents were formed together as one immense large landscape. Pangea. By having these landscapes connected to one another, all faunas thrive on the same soil, but the consequences of having such gigantic form of earth leads to a lack of water, and this causes deserts to form. Dry, humid, hot environments with extreme difficulties of survival. Yet, despite the hardship of the boiling isles, plant matter still manages to grow on. Under the desert soil, water flows underground and allows plants like these cycads to grow. Surrounded by a thick growth of wood and stiff hard leaves from the top, these plants are common, but are very hard to chew. Most of the herbivorous animals in this time are incapable of chewing through the tough plants, but one animal has an opposition to plow through the problem. Shuvosaurus. Although its appearance may seem similar to a future dinosaur lineage, these animals are once again another refuge of evolved crocodiles, the Rauisians. There's no teeth hidden in the jaws, but instead a beak made from keratin that covers the mouth, allowing it to strip apart plant matter. In the future of things to come, the dinosaurs will take on more complex forms with separate different methods that will allow them to specialize in eating different plants. But in the age of the Triassic, the Rauisians will have to hold on to the role biodegrades. Simply by being capable of eating these plants, the Shuvosaurs hold a vital role in the growth of the Triassic woodlands, breaking down the materials consumed and letting it loose through their droppings. They seed the remains of what they consumed. A farmer in a desert world. A dying species that will soon be replaced. This Chindesaurus is still in need of a supplying meal. If it catches the Shuvosaurus, it will have a lasting meal to supplement its diet. A catch like this will supplement the Chindesaurus for at least a week. Now she can finally eat in peace. In the game of survival, a fresh corpse brings in new opportunities for the carnivorous. The smell alone can be captured miles away, and like a moth to a flame, the urge to eat is irresistible. A male has arrived on the scene. Even though they are the same species, there is nothing holding back the contender from being an aggressor. However, this male isn't here for the carcass. He has an alternative intention. Using common vocabularies, he addresses to the female that he is not a threat. Although the carcass makes for a good meal, his interests are on the female. He intends to mate, but if he is to succeed, he must first impress and capture the female's acceptance. Unfortunately for him though, the female's mind is on hunger. She is not interested in the male's attempts, and rejects him. Perhaps another time will come. Although the Chindesaurus' attempts of courtship may have failed, elsewhere it is the time of Valentine. Here in this river system, hundreds of individual Ceolophysis have gathered here for the same purpose. Once adulthood has been reached, pheromones and instincts draw the dinosaurs in the same region. Their instincts to mate and spread the genes that made them survive the Pangean wilderness is natural instinct. Once every year, this group courtship occurs. The successful males continue their genetic lineage, and the females lay the hundreds of eggs with a parental protection. Despite the advantage of group teamwork, none of these individuals will stick around as a pack. Their weaponry, even in groups, will not be able to handily take down larger, complex prey. They are only built to hunt small prey, a niche that does not require pack hunting. For now, dinosaurs are only solitary. Even here at the lakes and rivers, the Ceolophysis must be wise not to stray too close to the water's edge. Phytosaurs like the Ceolophysis would certainly be able to see these dinosaurs as prey. In group meetings like these, the pride in males is something that is fiercely protected. Males will often fight each other for the right to mate. Fights like these are brutal. It will not end until one of them backs down or when one of them passes out. In the worst of scenarios, both may end up dying. The initiator backs down before more damage can be drawn. In reward, the defendant keeps his right to mate. Despite the vulnerability, in their time the Ceolophysis were the most successful animals that lived. A beginning page to a reign of wondrous creatures. The Triassic was a bizarre and often unlooked time period in the Mesozoic era. But it is beyond one of the most fascinating of time periods in the Mesozoic world. An age when crocs ruled the world after the most dramatic extinction event the world has met. A time when the dinosaurs took their first steps. For the Ceolophysis, they will continue to thrive until the end of the early Jurassic, when their kind finally evolves into more complex forms. The same fate also lies in the Chinle. Their species will diverge into more formidable and infamous species. They will eventually become the largest, the most defensive, the most agile, and the most fiercest of animals to have ever roamed the Mesozoic world.